I think, listen, football is a game that has its up and downs. When we had our downs and they had to run a play, we stayed with the match. I mean, we only gave up a goal off a PK, and the same against them last time. I think that's the second time we've beaten Calgary at home, so it's phenomenal. So I have to see the positives. There's some things we could have managed a little bit better, but they took the game. But I do think the goal against the run and play killed them. And we knew that they have some really dangerous players. That's a team that its roster has been together more or less for 5 years. We've been together for 10 weeks. So I just think it's a continuing project to work and improve every day. And something we never did well was when the opponent had the play, we broke down and gave up goals. So I thought it was great, but they came at us hard from 45th to 65th, but we survived, you know.
Just one more from me.
Sure.
Obviously, last year there was an issue with home form. We just talked to Aiden. He said that that's been a big thing that you guys talked about this year, is making sure that the Wanderers ground is a fortress. Can you just talk a little bit about the importance of that and trying to instill that into your players? Obviously, like you said, it's a new group, but just trying to show them, like, hey, we need to make this place a place that teams don't want to come.
Yeah, I think that sometimes adversity is the greatest lesson. I think the York United game was a game that made us realize that if you don't join the fans, you're going to find the divide. You know, I made a comment saying that I felt we couldn't use them as we needed to, and it was almost like they made some of our guys nervous. But the next game we came into it, I said, from the warm-up to the end of the game, not one fan can sit. Every time we go for a throw-in, get them up. Every time there's a shot, every time there's a tackle, they'll back you. They'll support you from very beginning to the end. And, you know, I think our guys learn what a difficult travel it is in this league. I was speaking to some of the Calgary guys. They were like, my God, this is exhausting to get here. And I was like, well, we had, you know, our first out of the 6 games 2 home, and we go to Victoria. We have some massive travel. So I think our guys are understanding that people come in here, they're fatigued. When people come in here, we get with the fans, and you could see the connection. Our players were connected to the fans. They stayed after the game. They won around. So a part of it is, yeah, we want to be on the front foot, which we scored first, and we scored early, and same as last weekend. But I think it's really connecting with the fans and getting their spirit and energy to push us further.
Thank you.
Yeah. Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, again, congrats on the win, Patrice. Obviously, this is the first time that you guys have scored 3 goals this season. Can you talk a little bit about maybe finding your groove offensively as a squad?
Yeah, again, you know, I mean, it's the results didn't go our way. We got a couple of bounces against Pacific, Forge. All those games we had at the beginning. Maybe things would have been different, but if they were, maybe we wouldn't be as hungry as we are now. So we're still trying to find the right matchup. If you play this striker, who's the better attacking mid? You play right back, who's the better right winger? You know, you have injuries, so today's Zach suspended. Then Riley gets injured. And then Fumpa comes in and plays fullback, who's never played in his life. So for us, it's a lot about introducing new ideas to players, and it's about finding the continuous ability to control the ball and the game, but be able to be dangerous and make runs beyond. And it seems like Thiago certainly brings that energy, and guys like Callum and Geraldo really bring that second line that we need, that if we play a direct ball, we don't win it, they're there to win the second ball. So it's personnel, you know, and for me, when you build this kind of philosophy, you start from goal kicks to build up to midfield play, and the last one's the attack. And I know it's been frustrating for everyone that they haven't seen it, but when you could do that, your system has more sustainability.
For sure. And just a follow-up question as well. It's funny that you mentioned Fumpa. Has he been training in that position, or was it just a gut feeling to...
No, he's had some sets. I mean, we prepared ourselves. We didn't know that we will have this kind of injury crisis at the back, right? And Jay Kubi last week going out. So we weren't expecting this, but it's perfect timing for Ryan James to return. But again, we say to every player, be patient, you're going to get in. I was a little bit, the game wasn't right for Armand to come in, who made the bench today. So you're patient, you believe, you continue working. We're here to support you and give you opportunities to succeed. And I thought Fumpa did great, man. He got up and down, won his tackles, set up that cross for the goal. Theo didn't play the past 2 games, scores the goal. I thought Mass was unlucky not to get a goal. So there was a lot of good performances to back up good team's performance as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Andrew, you had a question?
Yeah, Coach. Obviously a win is a win, but
the first time I heard you speak in person, you talked about how you're comfortable playing in high-scoring games. And I just wanted to ask you really how impressed you were with the third goal. You obviously could defend, stick back, be comfortable, with the 1-goal lead, but keeping your foot on the gas pedal seemed to be really important to your squad.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it was a very, very tough first 5-6 weeks. We continued to get a 1-0 lead. I think we were playing the exact same way, but we played it for 20, 30, 35. I go back to the Vancouver game. We are playing no different than we did those first 35. But I think we were anxious. We wanted to just win so badly that we got a 1-0. And in this league, you could see a lot of the parity, and you could see every game's 1-0. And our mentality was just to hold it. So my mentality was a little bit different than the team. And as we went through that heartache, and we continue to say, guys, it's okay to give up one. Just get more than the other team. Just keep pushing. And I was so proud that even at 2-1, we didn't sit back. We were still going for the third, and after that, the fourth. So I'm glad, and it makes it exciting for our fans. We don't want our fans paying money to come in here for 1-0 wins, right? So we roll the dice and we go, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to Zoom. Alex, go ahead.
Awesome. Congrats, Patrice, on the win.
Thanks, Alex.
Just one for me. Kind of wanted to talk about that second half, especially the pressure Cavalry was putting on you guys and the fact that you guys held on, and then went after it later on. It feels like maybe earlier in the season, like you mentioned, you would have dropped points or maybe succumbed to that. So what does it make of the lessons you learned along the way?
Yeah, I mean, I continue to say I think Dan Nimick is, in his young career, the most underrated center back in the league. I was gutted for Kale to be involved in that penalty, but they formed a really good partnership. So we're finding our groove, and we're starting to say there's going to be times that we need to let the opponent have the ball, but we're still in control of the game. And once we could do that, and while we have the ball, we could control the game and suffocate the opponent, it wears out their energy. You look at Calgary, I know on top of my head, and it's in my notebook, they have, I think, 13 goals, and 10 goals are in the first half. So they're going to wear out. The way they press, the way they play, and they lead the league in assists. We knew as the game went on, we were going to get stronger and they were going to drop off. Even with their subs coming in, it takes a while. So I thought we did a really good job with our guys managing the moments. And look, we had the ball for some periods and they had to do the same. So it's a game of moments and you have to manage that. And it could have gone either way. And I think they're a terrific team. And I'm sure when we play them again, they'll go at us again, and so will we.
Awesome. Thanks, Patrice.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.